Guys, welcome back to Easeldoesitstudio. So as you can see, I've got some weird things on the table here. So first, I am going to make this. I made a mold of this bust. So I am going to pour this for the first time. I did have to cut it right here in order to get it out. So I'm putting it in this coaster. So if it does ooze out, it's going to go into the coaster. I've only got one bucket of the mix2mold. I think I've only used a little bit out of it. So I want to get this poured. I'm just going to pour this in white. So then what I want to do is I have got this book. It makes like a journal, and I've got the pages for it, and I've got the little metal hooky things that attach it. So if it works, we'll be playing with this later. So I'm going to put that aside just so I can have a little bit of room here on my table. So I'm going to try to make these out of the mix2mold. I know it's iffy because they are so thin, but if I can get them out, and then I'm going to try to make this. This came as a 3-piece set. So it's the dragon scale, the eyes, and a set of 3 claws. So I was hoping if I can get them out, then I could take, if this comes out, I could like attach it to the front of the journal. It would be, you know, like on this side, obviously. And then we could put like one eye and some claws or whatever to make a journal. Like I said, I have no clue if this is going to be an utter fail or not. So I'm going to start with the bust first, and I'm going to move all of these pieces. So if the book part doesn't work, but I can get the eyes out, then I can always buy like a regular journal and it fix that to it or whatever. So yeah, that's what's going on in my pea brain, guys. I don't know. I've been thinking and thinking and thinking about that for so long, and I'm like, you know what? Today is the day we are going to do it. So I do not know how much this holds. I should have measured it with water, but I did not. It's just going to be white, so I'm going to mix up a bunch. If I have too much, I can always pour one of the other pieces that we have set aside. So I'm not going to need my colorant right yet. If I make enough with this and we don't have any extras, then I'll tint the other ones. So let's get some powder in here and let's get right into this, guys. So I'm assuming it's, you know, it's going to take a good bit. But I also know what happened last time I tried to make too much at a time. Let me... All right. So maybe we can we'll pour it in here and all right, I'm going to use this stick. Let me get I'll just use one of my my reusable cups here that I rinse out and reuse. And we're going to get some water in there. And just set that on the floor. That way I have more space. Okay. So I think we're ready. Let's get some of this in here. And I'm going to start it, you know, hopefully thinner than thick. And then I can, you know, can just keep adding powder until I think I have enough. And more water as we go. So this is the mix to mold, guys. Very, very forgiving. Anybody can do it. You don't need a respirator. You don't need gloves. And it's still messy, but it cleans up so easy. I love this stuff. Oh, yeah, that's not what I wanted to do, but, you know. Pour the rest of that. And I am going to make this a little bit thinner than I will for the other pieces. Just because I want the details of her face, you know, to really come out. All right, I think we've got a might be a little, just trying to wipe some of that powder out. Now, I've never poured this mold, so I'm really anxious to see what it looks like. So I'm just, I mean, this does set up fairly quick, so where is my seam? Because I want my, okay, I want my seam facing me so I can see. So I want it to go, get it into her head, and then I'm gonna stop and we're gonna just try to get any bubbles out of there if we can, because I don't want it to be a bubble face. So this took way less than I thought. Okay, we're gonna stop right there. All right. And we're not leaking. We've got a small little spot that's wanting to seep out, but there we go. All right. So let me just try to pour this. And again, this is going to have to do the tap, tap, bang, bang, smash, smash to make sure that we get into all of those little grooves. Okay. Because we can color this after. So there's a pokey stick. This is not the one I wanted, but it is the one that I grabbed. So these little bits here, let's see if we can put, all right, we're just gonna go with that. And let me pour some claws. Like I said, we can color these after. So yeah, it took way less than I thought it was gonna. All right, we're gonna go in there. I'm gonna do the textured bit first before I like completely fill them, just so we can try to make sure there's no bubbles. Wow, guys, I made almost enough to do all of it. Ooh. Did you almost see that disaster? Oh, goodness gracious me. So these I'm pretty confident will come out okay. It's the book cover and so when I pour these, I'm only gonna pour like in here. I'm not going to pour like the whole mask across. I'm gonna do it so that I have hopefully 2 separate dragon eyes. All right, so I'm just gonna set this aside and I'll bring this up and wash it. And we're gonna mix up some more for our journal books and our eyes. And I do have a spare mold on the side that I wanted to try something on if we have enough. So I am just going to pull this way and fill it, so I'm not getting it all over my pieces back there. And so we have just a little bit of seepage here, but it's stopped and it's already firm, so that's good. Those are thin. I'm going to start with this. I'm going to keep it white, and then we can color it after. I was going to try and color it like, but I want to try, I don't know if you guys, any of you watch Nicole and Ben at Ben's Works. She makes a dragon journal, which is really cute. And I have been thinking, it's like, okay, what else can I use to get a similar effect, but yet make it my own? So I use theirs for my inspiration, and this is what I'm attempting to try, is to be able to recreate something that, like what she did. All right, so we can push this back now because that is, so I'm going to try and get the covers, these poured first. And then hopefully I'll be able to slide. I can move these out of my way and then I can slide those forward once I get them done. All right, so here we go. Oh, I'm thinking I needed a little, I want it a little thicker because I want it to be a little bit stronger. I mean, I still want it pourable, but all right, I guess here we go. And what I will probably do is let this, it'll be ready in an hour, but I'm going to let it go. After an hour, what I think I'm going to do is put it on my heat mat. Because I want to dry them out. So that we can try to get stuff affixed to it. If that makes any sense. All right, so I'm a little short. I'm gonna try and get the bottom covered because I don't want a, like a complete, oh, shoot. Like it looks like I poured it in two, you know, two spots. I want to at least have it look like, you know, there's a solid layer. I don't know. Let's just get a little bit more mixed up really quick here. All right, that should be good. I know I'm stirring off camera, guys. I'm trying to not get everything in, you know, the powder into the finished pieces. I am still short, just a smidge. Oh, I guess it's evening off. All right, we are just gonna leave it. We're gonna call them finished pouring. Okay. So now I'm just gonna mix a little bit. I'm gonna start really small. That's just one scoop. All right, I'm gonna add some more. start with like a half a scoop. All right, I think that's going to be good because it is a thick consistency, which is kind of what I want. Let's move this. Can you see that? All right. And I'm just going to go around, and then we're going to do the bang bang, and then I'll see where we're at. You know, and at least with this stuff, if there are bubbles, it sands really good. All right. Pretty good. All right, let's move. All right, I got this one is just a smidge over. I was pushing my luck. All right. And this, I believe, takes about 6 ounces. This is a screw-on jar. It goes like that. Okay. All right, so I'm going to set this aside. I'll put that, I'll clean those out. Let me just see if this is clean. So I probably will not finish all of these on camera. But I want to have something to finish if these don't work. So that is why I am doing this. And this has some dust in it. I'm not even worried about it. Let's grab a random color. Let's see. It's fluorescent pink and peach. No, I don't want that. All right, let's do a, yeah, maybe not that. Let's do, this is like a terracotta red. It says red, but I don't know. We'll see what we get for a color. So I'm thinking this is going to be 6 ounces. So I'm going to get a stick to stir this one. You know, because sometimes if some doesn't come out, I put it aside, and then later on I might be like, oh, okay, maybe that's what I can do with it, or, you know, sometimes it takes me a while. And then sometimes I can never fix it, and I throw it away. Oh. And then we have a cover, and I'm going to try affixing something to the top if we can get this jar made. So I am going to just get it mixed, and then we will add some colorant to it. I had to get down to that bottom layer. Now, I've never done this jar in the mix-to-mold. I have made a couple in resin, like this, but never in the mix-to-mold, so just slowly increasing my amounts. So the worst case we're going to do is get a pink out of our putting a red in here, but we will see. Because I'd like to try to do the cover at the same time, but I don't even know if my cup is big enough to do enough for that. We'll see. I'm going to thicken that just a smidge. And that should be good. Get that mixed. And I'm just putting a good amount in there. I'm going to put a little bit more. All right, I guess we will call that good. That was 2 good squirts. Because now if I have to make a cover and I can't match it, that's going to stink. Usually when I'm doing something like this, I would use the powder, but I don't have much of the powder colorants left. So I want to save them in case I have an order that, you know, has a particular color in. All right, so I'm going to pour this. We're going to stop there. I'm going to go around because this has a screw-on cover. So you want to make sure that you're squeezing the bottom. Oh my gosh, guys. Are you kidding me? I made enough. Oh. Wow. I have not done that in quite a while. So I'm just really tapping those sides. I don't want no bubbles. All right. Put that with my stuff to be cleaned. All right, guys. I will get this all cleaned up and I will be back. For you guys, it'll, you know, I'll be right back. And for me, it's going to be I'm going to give it a couple of hours and then I will demold it. I just want to make sure that these thin pieces have really had a chance to set. So yeah, I will be right back, guys. Okay, guys, so let's see if we can get these demolded and popped out in one piece. There's 1, 2, all right, so we have the 3 claws. Those came out fine. So what I did is I put these on the heat mat for 2 hours. So, oh, look. So they should be fully dried. Oh, those look good. All right. Let me move this over. All right, let's try this. So I'm gonna tip it upside down. Oh, okay, that worked. So then we could put an eye over the top. Okay. All right. Let's oh, we have a book cover. Okay. So that worked. Yeah, I gotta clean this mat, but yay! And let me see my okay. All right, those worked. All right, let's all right, I'm just gonna put my elastics up there and we're gonna pull our little yay. All right, so this is the original. Oh, and this is the mold. Look at, yes. And I do have a little seam down the back, but that's fine because I can sand it. And the word power text still showed up. So yay, guys. All right. Let's get this jar undone. And this is still a little warm because I just took this out. But yes, no bubbles in the lid. I do have a little sanding to do, which is fine. So let's see about our jar. It's hot. Okay. So our jar is perfect and it closes perfectly. All right, so we're gonna leave that to the side because I did that in case this didn't work. So basically we have a front and a back. So they're gonna go like this. So what I wanna do is glue this piece to this piece. And then glue this piece to this piece. And then glue the toenails like that. And then we can color it with some mica powder and alcohol to get it, get it colored. But I need to get these glued on here and give them time to set up. So let me grab some E6000. Because I'm going to end up coloring the whole thing. But let's just see. And I don't even care that if it needs to be trimmed or not, because the whole thing is going to get colored. I just wanted, like a little bit of that texture. All right, let's get this cover on. All right, I'm gonna move this out of my way over here. So that I can try really hard to get this centered. Okay. So that looks pretty good. And then, let's see, I want to glue this here. And then these here. Okay, so I think that is going to work good. So I'm going to this, I'm obviously going to put a little bit more in the center because I need it to you know, like kind of go down into these grooves somehow. Okay. That's a little close to the edge, but I'm going to just leave it. And all right, let's see. I'm going to put that there. Get these little glue stringy things. And I'm gonna do that. All right. So we are going to give this a little bit of time to set. Hang on, I need to put a little bit more underneath right there. All right. So what can I put? All right. I'm going to leave this for, I don't know, about half an hour, 45 minutes. And then I will come back and we'll see if it's ready that we can start coloring it. So I will see you back in a few minutes. Okay, guys, so it is dried and I spray painted it a little bit black just because the colors that I want to use are going to show up better on a black background. So let me figure out here. Let's see. It's golden, mint, olive. All right, galaxy. All right, I'm going to go around the outside with the Galaxy Chameleon powder. So how I am going to do this is, let me get another big brush. So I'm going to put some alcohol in here. Now, I hope this works, guys. Oh, yeah, that's going to work. Okay. So I'm just going to brush this over with this Galaxy on the outside. just so we are giving a little something on the outside. Just gonna try to add a little bit more. Let me pick it up and see here. And then hopefully I can go over this with like a clear finish, clear varnish, and really have it pop out. All right, I'm just gonna go around and do like a second coat. So some of it is taking, some of it is not. So I'm just gonna leave that for now. And I'm just gonna kind of wipe this brush out. So I'm using this brush just because I didn't know like how it was going to actually work. Let me, like I want to keep the claws black, but I want everything around it to be a different color. So I am wondering if, ouch. All right, let me just kind of wipe this down. I'm going to try something different here. Let's give it, we're going to cover it with a coat of the Tack It Over and Over. But I'm going to dilute it with water. We're going to do a 50-50 mix. And hopefully, hang on. Oh my goodness. I guess I'm going to have to invest in some more. I think it's getting low. So this is going to go on white, but it is going to dry clear. So I'm just going to take some water and I'm not going to use my good new brush, ouch, because I don't want to ruin it. So I'm going to take this brush clean it off as best we can. And I'm going to mix that with some water. We're going to water that right down. Okay. right, so what I'm going to do is I'm just going to start going over this because I'm thinking this is going to take a little bit longer to dry because it, you know, goes into those grooves. But this should allow that mica powder to really stick. And then once we go like around the outside, hopefully this will start to dry. If not, I will just use my blow dryer and we'll get it dried. So once this dries clear, so it brings it back to the black, then we know it's ready to put our micas on. You know, normally you put 2 coats. I'm gonna try with 1. So yeah, I don't know. All right, so what I'm gonna do is let me dry this real quick so I can see how sticky, if it's still gonna be tacky or not. So it's sticky. All right, so let's get this drying. All right, let me just set that here. Let's go, I'm just gonna wash my brush off here. Okay. I'm gonna get a paper towel just in case. All right, so let's go back to the Galaxy color, and we're gonna go around the outside, and we'll allow that inside to dry up a little bit more. Yeah, I definitely think this is gonna definitely work much better. Yeah. So I am going to go in with the, let me see how much is in here. Because these ones are the intense. So I'm just trying to see which ones I have more of. Oh, I have a lot of this one. magenta. I don't have that much. Ooh, ugh. And this is Galaxy. So, I'm gonna wipe my hands. Ouch. They are still splitting, guys. Okay. So we've got the I'm gonna probably have to bring this up and wash this in the sink, but we'll get the bulk of it. Okay, let's get let's try to finish drying this. See, this brush still had some pink in it, which is fine. I was trying to soap up some of the whiteness there. All right, well, let me at least start. We'll get the claws and we'll start on the eye. Let's do, I didn't have much of the magenta, so let's do the magenta on the eye. Okay. And then I'll color in that center spot after. Okay, so we are gonna do let's do the fairy green on the claws and like around the eye. I am so excited this worked, guys. I really thought these would be too thin to do, but, you know, and even if I get some down in the bottom, I'm not too concerned about it because it's going to be kind of like the dragon scale, so there'll be different colors, hopefully. But you can see now that that's starting to get lighter in color. All right, so we're going to just run some of this kind of and let's see. Blowing off some of the excess here. We'll start getting some of the eye done. And then I'm gonna just spray seal this with a clear spray sealer after we're done. So I'm just gonna go over that little bit of purple that's there. I'm not too concerned over that. You know, for my first attempt, then we'll know for next time, like what worked, what didn't work. All right, so we're done with that. And I'm going to use this bigger brush for the deep blue. And I'm just putting a little bit of that blue over that green or gold color. You know, and I probably could have done a better job of painting it, like done 2 coats, but I wanted to get this video done and see if it was going to at least partially work. Okay. Let me blow the excess off. So there we have that. Let's get our black, no, I want to use the other end. And I do want to just kind of outline the eye. Okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to let that dry, and I'm going to give it a clear coat. We're going to seal it in. So even after I seal it, I could put like something at the top if I wanted. It's not big enough to add another like eye to it, but you know, we could add like so-and-so's journal or whatever. We have room to put like a name. But yeah, I want to let that paint dry. So I'll let that dry. I'll get it spray sealed, and then I will come back and we'll kind of see what it looks like at that point. Alrighty, guys, I will be back in a minute. Okay, guys, this is all dry. Let's see. We've got two of the little hooky things. So I'm just going to get these opened. So I was thinking about putting some bling on it, but I've decided against it only because if a boy, you know, wanted it, then it's got the bling on there, and that ain't gonna, you know, a boy isn't gonna probably buy it with the bling. So, let's move this aside for right at the moment. Oh, let's get this paper opened. And I just spray painted the inside of that black. It's not perfect, but, you know, it is what it is. So we're going to put that and that, and that. And we have our little journal. So, and like I said, we could put, you know, a name here. I even pulled out like some flowers. It just depends on if you're making it for a boy or a girl, and then you glue these down and do the same thing. Just tack it and then, you know, put whatever color mica that you wanted on there. But for my first attempt, I wish this was a little bit bigger. But yeah, it's definitely, you know, it's going to do what I wanted it to do. This is the flat tip. So I am just going to kind of outline around here just with this chrome marker. And then what I'll do is I'm going to go around the cover itself with this. And realistically, I probably should have done this before I you know, put the pages in, but I'm just now thinking about it. So, and I mean, it's going to show, but just a little bit, it's not like bam in your face. I think it's just kind of giving like a finished appearance around that edge. There we go. And I'm just gonna make a second pass. Oh, yeah. So there is our little finished journal. Let me know what you think, guys. We could do a lot of different things. Now that I know this will work with the mix2mold, I mean, obviously, you know, you are going to have to be careful because it is, you know, porcelain, but for somebody that just wants to keep it like on their bedside table to jot down whatever, you know, it would be fine. So, yeah. Alrighty, guys. I will try to get a better picture, and I will see you on the next video. Bye, guys.